off to make me some coffee real quick. Oh, I just got up a little while ago. I've been working hard all day. Hey, y'all. Ooh. Sorry, y'all. I had to put some water in the thing. Yeah, whatever. Hey, everybody. I've been working all day. I had to let them take me a nap. I got up and took a shower, and I was like, let me say hello to these people. I got some reading in today. I'm dehydrating 4 pounds of fresh green beans, right? What is this? A bag. Why, CERCA? Oh, because I put this in here to put all these little knick-knacky things in here. That's why that's in here. I'm like, why is that in here? Woo! Okay, let's do this. Can y'all hear me? Y'all might be connected to something else. I don't know. Can y'all hear me? Yep, real loud and clear. I've been yelling in y'all ear for a couple days then. Hey, everybody. Hey, what is y'all doing up? I've been working and cleaning and dehydrating and packaging. I've been working. I gotta go send off packages. Hey, your son was just admitted to the hospital. I hope we're gonna be praying for him. About to go to bed? Well, we'll see you in the morning. Don't stay up. I ain't gonna be on here too long either. I just wanted to check in with y'all. I was about to go to sleep and then I got off and I was like, well, let me go over here and I got out the shower. So I wasn't gonna get on. I was like, let me get on and talk to these folks and let that be it, because it's so when I woke up with an attitude. Kidney infection and kidney stones. Interesting. Do you have him drink sour side pumpkin? Listen, y'all hear me? This, I don't know. Is it moving now? This is the time we having, and so I figured I was a little too grouchy earlier this morning, and so I just worked in the house. Y'all know how we do, and so then I was like, I was gonna get on, but I know y'all don't let me off here sometimes when I get on for just a minute. So I was like, I ain't even gonna get on, because then I ain't gonna be able to get off. So I just got the stuff done that I needed to get done. Definitely. And we definitely are praying for him. Y'all pray for y'all nephew. Kidney stones and kidney infection. Did you answer my question and I just didn't see it? Miss Honeybee. Huh? If they allow you to give him sour sop, have you tried giving it to him like a super strong dose of it every day? This eyelash is messed up too because I was asleep. I just had a conversation with one of my friends today, and she was telling me about how they're making the insulin so it has an expiration date. Did we talk about that already here? I don't know if we did or not. I think we did. Well, she was telling me about it, and I'm like, you need to check in a soursop. Well, if you look at the benefits of what soursop does for like diabetes and people that have really bad diabetes, hey, it almost acts like insulin in a sense, right? And she was talking about how they're, with medicine and all this stuff. So I'm like, that's crazy that, right, that's what I'm hearing. So this is what I'm telling you, young lady. Please, if you can, get him some soursop, and if he's allowed to drink it, because we got some people in our community that have used it, and God healed them greatly. So definitely, if you can get some of that, it works for urinary tracts and all of that stuff. Definitely, girl. ASAP, if you can. ASAP. ASAP. Coffee. I'll be right back. Hold on. ASAP. Uh, I gotta think of the brother's name that told us about it. It was Michi. That's who it was. I had to remember. Oh my goodness. God brought it back. Michi. He's the one that told us about it, and it did amazing things for his health too. Like miraculous things. He told us the testimony, but I don't know exactly which class it's in. But the doctors had given him some devastating news, and he started drinking it, and when he went back to the doctor, the news was gone. Hey, everything. You can look it up, prophetic release. Yep, just type it in on Google. Jumex has Corbana in a can. Get it real cold and it's good. Yep. Yep. However you get it. I got some that came in a silver. What's the name? And I opened one and I didn't know how to keep it. I didn't know you could freeze it, so I threw it away. So I just kept the other one for later. But you can get it seeded already, and it's just like the white part of it. So it's a lot of ways. Tea, they have a liquid, everything. But I'm just thinking if they're trying to play with our medicine and stuff, that'll be a good thing. The people's is over here too. I went back and looked at a few of the videos like that I've posted, and it'll say that I got like, I don't know, 29 comments, 49 comments, but it only shows 5 or 4 or 7. Yep, all of that stuff. Oil of oregano. Yep, Sarah sent me some of that. But so I know the people's is over here. And I'm wondering if they're over here because we didn't tap dance on something. And I keep saying that, but oh, y'all, somebody reposted it. A few of y'all tagged me in it. Y'all saw them, was it turkeys or whatever? Was they turkey vultures that was marching towards Israel or wherever? Y'all seen it? They paused right after that too. That's funny. Somebody tagged me in it. Y'all saw it? And they was like, what part of the Bible is this? Is this in Revelations or whatever? Now, who remembers the class that we had where we read about all the fowls returning to the valley where Armageddon is going to be at? And God was telling them, you're going to be able to eat your fill of flesh and this and that. Y'all remember we read that? It ain't been probably 2 months, hey, since we read that. Y'all remember? You remember? We read it and we was like, oh my God. Y'all remember? Y'all see that it just happened? Part of it is happening. I said, oh my God, we just had a class about that. It's all of the birds so that they can eat the carnage. Now, what's crazy that is happening is we know it started back in 1948. Some of the birds started coming back, but since then, flocks and flocks of birds, remember, have been going to the animal sanctuary right outside where they said this army is gonna be. But think about this. Hey, think about this. That link up with the countries of the East just happened. Right after that, turkey vultures was on their way, and they said flocks and flocks and flocks of them is going ahead, right? They on their way. Well, guess who's going to be coming after them shortly? God said the birds was going to be there waiting on the armies, did he not? Did he? When we read it, he said the vultures and all of the fowls and all of that, they're going to be there to eat the corn. We just read this. Y'all don't remember when God said he was going to call all the birds over there to where they're going to have Armageddon? We read this and it was gory. Y'all don't, it ain't been more than 2 months since we studied about this. Because we talked about all the birds. You remember this class, Rika? Well, you realize they showing that on TikTok right now. They was like, is this part of the Bible? Yeah, we studied that a couple months ago. The cleanup crew was on the way, right? And they on the way prior to the people marching across Asia to meet in that valley. You remember all the blood. You remember. Now y'all remember. Well, the birds just said, oh, okay, they clicked up. It's our cue. We on. Because the armies had to get together to get ready, hey, to march across Asia to the valley. But God said the birds going to be waiting on y'all. Well, they clicked up. But they ain't marching across that valley yet. But the birds is. The birds is. The very birds we studied about a little while ago. The guy said was going to be over there waiting in the mountains. This guy said they was going to be in the mountains and they could swoop down and it was going to be all the flesh and all the whatever they wanted to eat of the bodies in that valley. I said, uh-oh, this is real. Well, we study about that. It's getting realer and realer every day. Every day it's getting realer and realer. So, what y'all think about that? For real. What y'all think? What you make that face for? We had the class and now it's happening. Like we just it ain't. I wouldn't even give it 3 months since we talked to it. No more than 3 months. When we had the class, I want to say less than 2 months. It's crazy. Oh, that's what you were saying. Is my? I got you. I see what you're saying now. If God running this time, listen, right, right. He running this timeline down, ain't he? And now y'all see why I be like, I don't really care what everybody else is saying. I just want to know what he got to say. Cause as long as I'm worried about what he got to say, I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna be okay. It might get a little rocky. It might get a little rough. But he be running it down to us, don't he? Y'all been here. Y'all don't think he be running it down to us? It's all in motion. Is y'all see Canada talking about turning stopping our energy stuff? Like his debut is about to be before it's for real, right? Y'all seen the energy information? The Canada said if Trump gone and do them 25% tariffs, they about to mess with our energy. Like all the stuff they have to do with our energy and like power and stuff. Y'all seen it? You synced it? Who synced that? Raise your hand if you synced that. I just seen it right now, and the dude just released it like an hour ago, I think, or two. You seen it? I think. Uh-oh. You said, yes, Michigan said they're going to suffer the most. No way. Hey, good night. I'm about to play it for y'all. Hold on. I ain't going to show it, though, because you know they be acting crazy every time I do something over here. So I'm just going to. It's crazy. Right now, Canada's premier has just said that if Donald Trump imposes 25% tariffs, he's going to cut off all energy exports, energy supply to the United States of America. This was coming from Doug Ford, who is the premier of Canada's largest province, Ontario. And he said we will go, quote, to the full extent, depending on how far this goes, we will go to the extent of cutting off their energy. We will use every tool in our toolbox to fight back. We can't sit back and roll over. We just won't as a country. 49% of Ontario's exports in terms of electricity goes to Michigan. Ontario is also a major exporter of energy to states like Minnesota and New York. He is now threatening to cut off energy exports to the United States over Donald Trump's 25% across the board tariffs. This is serious, folks. This isn't a game. People's lives depend on it. They're literally fighting over energy now. And all because this one. Oh, there we go. Oh, I got my feet in rubber shoes. It ain't charged because I ain't had it in nothing but. Paused due to poor connection. Right. Y'all see it? Y'all think we got a lot of not supporters, family members in Michigan or in New York? Y'all see it getting brighter, and I'm just rubbing my feet on this carpet because it was dull at first. Y'all see how dull it was? I literally just charged it. Did God tell us there probably wouldn't be power? He did. Did he not? And if you live in an all-electric house in Michigan or apartment, that means that your stove and your heater and your hot water tank will not work. Correct? Mm? My father-in-law is in Michigan. We got a lot of people in Michigan. We do. I know this. And we got folks in New York, and I think, what else did he say? He said another place. I think we got, he just told me that he sold his generator because he didn't know how to use it. You said, and Detroit. Okay. So, I mean, what y'all think? Y'all think God was preparing us? Y'all nephew called me this morning. Well, actually, I called him. Excuse me. I called him, and he told me he had a dream. And he said, "Mom, you." He was like, "It was like you was like modern day Noah." He said you was screaming and hollering and telling everybody like the water is coming, but this time it's not just going to be water; it's going to be fire. And he was walking me through. He said, but it wasn't really about the animals this time. He was like, Mom, and like nobody was listening to you. And I'm dang near choking up because I'm like, boy, that's how I feel every day. I didn't say nothing. I'm just listening to the dream. And he was telling me about the people, even in our family, that wasn't going to listen. And he was like, Mom, they didn't get on the boat. He said he saw a wall of water so big that it made his heart start beating real fast. He was like, Mom. He was like, it was so scary. He said, but it wasn't only water. He said, we was floating on top of the water. He said, then fire just started coming down. He was like, it was fire everywhere coming down from the, from the sky. This is the dream he told me he had last night. And I'm like, sound about right. Because that man is not a negotiator. He's not. Not for real. And he's very prideful too. So because his pride is probably gonna get in the way, he might up him 10, 15 more percent. Cause he can. And he has a plan. Aldi's got fresh green beans on sale for like $1.68 a pound or something like that. $1.78 a pound. You heard me? I said Aldi's got they about, well, depending on where you at, I know around where I'm at, they about $1.70 for a pound for 16 ounces of fresh green beans that you can blanch and dehydrate. 7 pounds cost you roughly about $15, 14 and some change. Watch the movie Mirror. You was right. Circa wasn't nothing like her story. You was over there yelling at the TV, Tamika. Y'all be yelling at the TV like me. Getting frustrated at the television. Hilarious. You said you was shaking your head right. And now y'all see why when y'all used to ask me to watch them, I'd be like, no, I'm not going to be able to do that. I tried. I can't. Because the moment they make up their own stuff, when I know the real, I'll be like, okay, this is stupid. I already read the story. And the story don't go nothing like that. Absolutely anything. So no, I don't know if I really want to watch it. Because they have to put out the version that they feel like people will accept. I don't want that. I want the real thing. You can do whatever you want with that other one. I don't want that. Don't. Nope. Give me what it really is. So I also wanted to tell you, I'll probably wait till tomorrow. Because I was reading over some stuff. But I know I probably don't got the energy in me to do it all tonight. And we'll be on here forever. Ever, ever, and ever, ever. Now they playing with my live. A nigga can't catch a break for this social media stuff. You heard me? When I tell you they are playing in more ways than y'all know, it's crazy. And they're all linked together, this I know. Yeah. Oh, it's I'm talking about on stuff that ain't even connected to this. It's crazy. I said, wait a minute, whoa, where did this come from? This has not happened. What is this? I said, oh, they know who I am for real, for real. I'm trying to tell you they won't. Can I just be, I don't even be bothering nobody. I can see if I be online arguing and causing a whole bunch of ruckus. I don't. I literally be over here in our classroom. That's it. That's all. We don't do nothing now. You hear me? And they are literally hiding the comments that y'all put. So like I just went, look. I screenshotted it because I said, no, what is this? See that? You see it say 29 likes? 29 comments. If you go under this post, right, you can only see like 4 to 7 comments. You see it? But clearly it say it's 29. But if I go to this post that was 6 days ago, it only show y'all like 6 or 7 comments. They hiding likes and everything. This is why I'm trying to tell y'all. I've been just watching it and I'm like, this is like really happening. It's on everything too. Not just one thing. It's on all of them. All of them. All of them. All of them. The peoples know who he is, y'all. They know who he is. So anyway, I guess we could talk about it. Y'all want to talk about it? I was reading today something very interesting, and I have not got all the way through it, so I kind of just want to talk to y'all about it. Can we just do that? Because I haven't got all the way through it, but it was something very interesting in there, And I remember reading this in a couple places, but it was crazy because as soon as I read one thing, my mind started clicking. And I said, oh my God, that's exactly what it is. Did I put that book up? I did. Did I? Oh no, it's right here. Hey. Hey, Pumpkin. Okay, so I was reading in the Nag Hammadi. And I'm not going to tell y'all what part I was reading in. I just want y'all to listen, okay? Y'all hear me? Because I ain't done with my complete thought process yet. And y'all be trying to, where we at and all that. Just listen. Because I'm just at the beginning of my, right? Of the theory of whatever it is that's about to come my way. Okay? Is y'all ready? I just want to share my thoughts with y'all. Can I do that? Or no? Is y'all going to be talking about what book and all of that? Let me know before I start. Because what y'all do is go read it, then come back and ask me questions, and I said I ain't finished my thought yet. I know y'all. Okay. I just want to know, because I know how y'all be. I know how y'all be. I done learned you. So, trying to think about where I want to start. Okay, I'm going to read this to y'all, okay? And y'all just tell me what y'all think about it. It's a lot and a little bit all in one, okay? It says, he is the invisible spirit of whom it is not right to think of him as a god or something similar. For he is more than a god, since there is nothing above him, for no one lords it over him. For he does not exist in something inferior to him, since everything exists in him. For it is he who established himself. He is eternal, since he does not need anything. For he is total perfection. He did not lack anything that he might be completed by it. Rather, he is always completely perfect in light. He is illimitable, since there is no one prior to him to set limits to him. He is unsearchable, since there exists no one prior to him to examine him. He is immeasurable, since there was no one prior to him to measure him. He is invisible, since no one saw him. He is eternal, since he exists eternally. He is ineffable, since no one was able to comprehend him to speak about him. And he is unnameable, since there is no one prior to him to give him a name. What's his name again? Tell me. Tell me what his name is again. Tell me the name everybody be fighting over again. God has a name that no one knows. And it's because in order for you to be named, there has to be somebody before you. Does there or does there not have to happen? Who gave you your name? But do you remember? I have to argue with it. Y'all, somebody had to be prior to you to give you a name. Who was before God? Somebody got to name you. He said it wasn't nobody before me, so who was going to give me a name? Do you think it makes sense now when I say none of us know his real name? Because he hasn't, you can't even speak it in none of the languages on earth. You said God said he has a name no one knows. I be trying to tell people, and they be arguing over the ones. He gives us names that we can comprehend. Because his real name, we wouldn't even know how to do nothing with it. You hear me? In order for you to have a name, somebody had to give it to you. Nobody gave him a name because there's nobody before him. So he tell you what to call. Okay, prime example. Why do your kids call you mama? Because you tell them to call you mama. You gave them your name. You gave them a name, and you tell them what name to call you. If you never called them a name, they would come based on you. If you never, ever, 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 ever called your kid a name, gave them a name, nothing, how would they know somebody was calling them? If they not telling them do like this, how would they know? You said yes, just like on Bird Box, she named her boy and girl, boy and girl. Right, but that's still a name. Still a name though. If she said boy, the boy knew. But what if they never even got boy or girl? Hey, Punky. God said, who could name me if nobody was before me? Baby, when I tell you I was over here tripping, they wouldn't know to come. Right. Right. That's still a name. He said, who gonna name me if nobody was before me? Baby, when I tell you I was in here like, wait a minute. I was in this book writing. Do you hear me drawing arrows and everything? I said, okay. So then, do you believe that God created everything? Do you? Do you believe that he created everything from nothing? Okay. Do me a favor and look up the definition for forethought. Please. Uh-huh. Beforehand. Mm-hmm. What else you got? Careful consideration of what will be necessary or may happen in the future. That's the definition I was looking for. If you could screenshot that and just keep that in your notes. Again, I didn't write down all my notes. This is just me going back through and reading it and all of that, right? Remember that. Now, all right, so I'm going to just start down here. It says, for the perfection is majestic. He is pure, he is pure, the immeasurable mind. He is an eon giving eon. He is life giving life. He is a blessedness giving blessed one. He is a knowledge giving knowledge. He is goodness giving goodness. He is mercy and redemption giving mercy. He is grace giving grace. Not because he possesses it, but because he gives the immeasurable incomprehensible light. How am I to speak? It says, how am I to speak with you about him? His eon is indestructible at rest and existing in silence, reposing and being prior to everything. For he is the head of all the eons, and it is he who gives them strength in his goodness. For we know not the ineffable things, and we do not understand what is immeasurable, except for him who came forth from him, namely from the Father. We know who that is, right? It's Jesus. So look at this. It says, for it is he who told it to us alone, for it is he who looks at himself in the light which surrounds him, namely the spring of the water of life. When they create portals in movies, isn't it kind of like they're walking through water even though they don't get wet? And every time that they go through that water, they go to another dimension. Now think about this. It said that God sits in the middle. The tree that he sits in paradise is in the middle, right? Right? In Enoch, it says that the tree of life is in the middle of paradise, right? That's what it said. That's what it tells us. And the spring of life encircles him. What do we have to bathe in before we go and be in his face? If our sins are going to be forgiven, what do we have to bathe in? Right, but I'm saying there's a specific lake. Lake Ashurian. Lake Ashurian, or the Sea of Forgetfulness, is what you have to be able to go through to be able to get to his presence. That is that cleansing, taking off the old body, putting on a new body, blah, 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 blah. In Enoch, right, Riz, in Enoch it says that his abode in the garden is in the middle. Well, we know that the Lake Ashurian goes around, because that's what the saints is going to dip in, and then they're going to be let into paradise. It's the water that surrounds him, right? Now, y'all want to know who tried to steal that? Poseidon, King Triton. Don't the water be circling them when they standing there? Like when they come up and they showing everybody, the water is circling around them when he's talking, and it is constantly moving. But this water is circling, 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 circling around them. When even Percy Jackson, and that water can take your life if he let it down, or it can push you up. I said, no, they didn't steal my dad's stuff. Okay. Okay. See, that's what I'm telling y'all. It's a lot to unpack in these like 8 pages that I read. And so it's a lot in there, and I ain't got to get all the way through it like I want to, because then I started doing stuff. Right. Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. What she say? Let me cook. Because, baby, listen. I said, wait a minute. Now, listen to this. It says he is time. Tell me what an eon is. Tell me how long they say an eon is, please. What's the definition for an eon? You hear me? Because when I say he blew my mind this morning, he blew my mind this morning. He said, who gonna name me? He said, who can measure me when ain't nobody before me? Who gonna check me, boo? I can do what I want to. You said it's 1 billion years. An indefinite and very long period of time. We gonna take it at 1 billion years, roughly a billion years. Okay. Now I'm gonna read this statement to you again, because they say in our dictionary that an eon is a billion or near a billion years. Y'all agree? Because y'all just gave me the thing, right? Y'all just gave me the definition. No? Excuse me. I want to fry some chicken. I'm going to do it. I'm going to fry some chicken when I get up here. Okay. So I read it the first time where it says, for the perfection is majestic. He is pure, immeasurable mind. He is an eon giving eon. He is a billion years giving a billion years. Time giving time. He said, if I gotta put it in y'all mind, I've been here over a billion years. If I can put it in something that you can, but I still could give you a billion years, and it still ain't gonna mess. Right, he's time giving time. I said, because it says he is an eon giving eon. Eon is a very long time, or at least roughly a billion years. So, which we know he probably way older than that, but he put it in a time limit that our little bitty finite minds could understand. Is that crazy? Now, y'all remember when we was adding up how long it would take for us to pay back our sin? Y'all remember when we did that class? And we was talking about a weekend, if 40 days of fasting and repentance don't get you 1 hour. We was adding up the hours, 72, and it was like 2.2 million years. Yep, you can pay it back. If God said, whatever your punishment is, you got to be able to do it in an eon. How much punishment could you pay back in a billion years? You said I can barely sit through a dental visit. Come on. But listen, if 40 days of repentance, prayer, and fasting does not get you back 1 hour of sin, over here you can never pay your time back, but over there you can. Because it's time with no limit. And remember, it says he's in the eon that he lives in is indestructible. What do we talk about with these heavenly bodies we about to get? Whether it's going to the burning place or the other place. What do we talk about? It's something I always say about this new body we about to get, and it is what? But that means you have to relive that for the entire length of time, right? Indestructible. So the new bodies that we are going to get are indestructible. And we don't get that body until we step into God's eon. And they also say that the eon that he lives in is the indestructible eon, which means it's going to go forever. And we know that he said the spiritual realm will go for what? Eternity. He lives in the time that can't be destroyed, in the time that can't be wasted, in the time that can't be changed, sped up, or slowed down. He lives in the indestructible age, the indestructible eon. And when we leave this body, we're going to get a body that fits into the indestructible eon, because those bodies won't be destroyed. He said they're not corruptible. Whether it's going to be a body of torture or not, it won't ever give out. I said, well, all right. First of all, he said, why is y'all arguing about my name when it's a name that none of y'all ever even know? Because I gave y'all names that y'all could have to call me by. We call our mamas mama, but that ain't her name. We call our grandma grandma, but grandma is not her name. We call him God, Abba Father, Allah, whatever you call him. But none of those are really his name. Emmanuel, Jehovah Jireh. They're just names that we can comprehend. But he said, how can I have a name and wasn't nobody to name me? God named Adam and Eve. And then he gave Adam and Eve the power to name the animals. Right? No? God named all the angels, did he not? He named all the stars. He named all the trees. He named everything. But who was going to name him? We were given names. The trees were given names. The animals were given names. The atoms even were given names. Who gave him his name? To think we can't even fathom the name he has in the spirit realm and the physical speaks. Come on. You hear what I'm saying? This is why I ain't arguing with nobody. Because I've read this in other places. He was like, I don't even, the name I got, y'all don't even. Right. In order for you to get a name, somebody has to give it to you. If there's nobody before you, there's nobody to name you. Who gave him the name if he's the first and only to, like, there's nobody before him? So, who gonna name him? Nobody. He just always existed. I be trying to tell y'all. I said, well, that's interesting. So the reason I asked y'all about forethought also is, do you realize that God had to create thought for us? He had to create grace. He had to create forethought before he created thoughts. Because there wasn't a forethought or a thought. What is a thought? What is a memory? If there's never been a memory before, how do you come up with what a memory is going to be? You get what I'm saying? If you're only the truth, how do you come up with a lie and it ain't no angels or nothing? How do you come up with the concept of this is going to be the truth, this is going to be a lie, this is going to be mercy, this is what love is going to feel like, and not just one love, 5 or 6 different types of love. So then how did he come up with, okay, physical love will be called this, mother and child love, like parental love will be called this, brotherly love? How? Because that didn't just come up. He had to think about intention. What is an intention? He had to come up with what an intention was going to be. But he broke it down. Listen, when I got through, I said, wait, okay, yep, it's time for me to do a little bit of study. And I know I read this somewhere else before. So then I had to go get the other book, and I was looking over there, and I'm like, OMG. When I say this is mind-blowing, and I'm not gonna lie, when I read this stuff 10 years ago, I understood part of it, but not like today. Jesus was a forethought, or is the forethought. What was Jesus created to do? Save us from our sins. Nobody has sinned yet because people wasn't even made. So he made Jesus before he even made people? Jesus is spirit, the light. So would Jesus be considered a forethought? Tell me the definition of forethought again, please. Jesus was there from the beginning. He was the light. So before he even created man, it definitely has all the time he needs to create all things. Careful consideration of what will be necessary or may happen in the future. Was Jesus necessary? And was he for Adam's future? And ours too. God knew we would sin. Interesting. So when he created Jesus, forethought was right there. Jesus was the forethought. It says forethought is careful consideration of what will be necessary or what is going to happen in the future. Both of those things refer to Christ. Do they not? Don't they? He was the second Adam, that's right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave y'all with that. You said yes, wow, like you bust your heads and like, listen, I can't even get all the way in it like I want to. Right. What is a spirit? What is a mind? What is a brain? What is a nervous system? I'll be right back because I'm gonna go. I ain't gonna get off. I want to show y'all this one last thing. I just want you to think about that. What is the spine? The non-physical part of a person. Thank you. Write that down. What is the brain? What is the nervous system? What is the muscular system? What is a tendon? What is a finger? If there's never been one before, how do you come up with the concept of fingers and toes? If you don't need a heart to stay alive, how do you come up with the concept of how a heart is going to work? If there's never been one and you don't have one. What's poison? What's an anecdote? What is a root if there's never been one? And every single time we turn around, something we've been wasting or something we've been not using, the forethought. He knew that certain herbs would heal the curses that he was going to put on Adam, the 70 plagues. The forethought was the herbs was already here to cure them before he ever even fell, even though he knew the curses was coming. You get me? He planted the garden. Then he put man in the garden. I asked that about toes because we only need a big toe and a little toe. So why did he give everyone the rest? And why are they needed? Yep. All of that. All of it. Excuse me. Right? Before we sinned, he had already planted all of the vegetables that would cure the 70 plagues that he put on us. But he hadn't even put us in the garden yet. Forethought. Is forethought your conscience? He said makes you fall more in love with him. I promise you, listen. Every time he showed me something and break it down, I'm like, wait a minute. Oh my God, give me a second. Alright, y'all. Sorry about that. We're going to go through this real quick because I'm really about to go find me a piece of chicken. And then I might be up late, but I don't know yet. My schedule is like not together, and that's okay. Excuse me. All right. Y'all still with me? Y'all still here? I'm going to run through this part real quick. We'll go into it more tomorrow. But I was reading it, and I wanted to share it with y'all, but I got busy. I really did. I've been working. Okay. So we're going to just skip around real quick because I want to read all of it to y'all, but I already know I'm not going to do it tonight. So it says, this is the part that made me think about something else. So I read this and it said, for from the light, which is the Christ, and the indestructibility through the gift of the Spirit, the four lights appeared from the divine autogenes, right? He expected that they might attend him. And the three are will, thought, and life. Will, thought, and life. I'm going to read this again. It said, for from the light, which is the Christ, and the indestructibility through the gift of the Spirit, the four lights appeared from the divine autogenes. He expected that they might attend to him. And the three are will, thought, and life. And the four powers, what is a power? See, when I read this a few years ago, 10, I didn't know what a power was. What is a power? Come on. You know the answer. An angel. So if I go back and read that, it says, for from the light, which is the Christ, and the indestructibility through the gift of the Spirit, the four lights appeared from the divine autogenes. He expected that they might attend to him. And the three are will, thought, and life. And the four angels are understanding, grace, perception, and prudence. So there's an angel of grace, an angel of perception, an angel of understanding, and an angel of prudence. Do we believe that some of the stars are angels? Some of the lights are actual beings. Actually, they're all called celestial beings, are they not? And grace belongs to the light eon, Armozel, which is the first angel. And there are three other eons with this eon. So eons are also angels. There's an angel over that specific time period. Crazy. Grace, there's an angel of grace, an angel of truth, and an angel of form. And the second light is Oriel, who has been placed over the second eon, and there are three other eons with him. Now, y'all remember when we read in the book of the Bee, and it said it was three categories of angels, and it's always the one type of angel, and then it's three other, like it's basically 9 classes, but it's 3 in each class. Y'all remember we read that? And this angel is over this, and then this angel is a hey pumpkin is over that. Y'all remember? We read that in the book of the Bee and the angels, remember? Y'all remember? And even in Enoch, it talks about these princes are over these, and these princes are over these princes for the hierarchy of the angels, right? That's how Adam got Lucifer's throne. It's the principalities, the thrones, the powers, the this, the that, right? And they all have a hierarchy, a ranking system. Now we know why he got so many angels. So, okay. It says, and there are three other eons with him: conception, perception, and memory. So far, we got will, thought, and life. Then we have grace, understanding, perception, and prudence. Then we have grace, truth, and form. And then we have conception, perception. Oh my God. And when I read this earlier, I just wrote powers are angels. Y'all, you conceive a plan and you act based on your perception, and it becomes a memory once you do it. You have to conceive a thought in your mind, and based on your perception, that is going to determine how you act, right or wrong. If you feel somebody's, no, not right now. I'm not gonna tell you right now, Kelly. I love y'all because I'm just breaking this down, and I don't want nobody asking me no questions. I'll tell you later. I'm just sharing my thoughts with y'all this evening. I'll tell y'all tomorrow, but not right now. I love you. Only reason I'm doing that because I know folks will go read and be asking questions, and I haven't broke it all the way down. So I'm just sharing my thoughts with y'all right now. But is that not how it go? If you feel like a person is if you conceive a thought that a person is being dishonest with you, your perception is what you believe to be true. Exactly. And based on that perception, that is going to determine your actions and what type of memory you going to have, a good one or a bad one. Is it not? Your actions are based on basically how you feel. They shouldn't always be based on your feelings, but most people's actions are feeling based. It says, and the third light is Davithia or David Thai, however we're going to call him Davy, who has been placed over the third eon. And there are three other eons with him: understanding, love, and idea. And the fourth eon was placed over the fourth light, Eliath, I believe that's how you say it. And there are three other eons with him: perfection, peace, and wisdom. And so it just goes and breaks down, like, if I could put it into words, how God put together our minds. And the fact that he had to think about putting perception, conception, and memory. And then he went and I mean, who programmed our brains? Don't we come with our brains already programmed? You don't have to tell a new baby to move their arms. As soon as they come out, their mind does. You don't even have to tell them to cry. They cry on soon as they come out. You don't have to try to force them on the boob, because as soon as they are born, if you put them to their mother's breast, they start trying to suckle. Who programmed their mind to do that? You don't have to tell a kid how to lie. You don't have to teach them how to hide nothing. Who's the IT person of our mind? If the motherboard on our phone or computer is acting up, don't we take it to an IT person? The categories of our mind. Come on. And even what was going, like, y'all, which side of the brain takes care of what emotions? Oh my God. When you think about how intricate he is, it's ridiculous. Eon also means neoplasma, a power existing from eternity, emanation phase of a supreme deity. It does. It does. Just being here. They can't even recreate what he has done. Their cameras be lagging. Exactly. And so, and their computer system shut down. They get bugs in them. But do you realize that God is the IT person of our mind? He knows all the circuits and where they go and if there's a bug and all of this kind of stuff. Like, if I were to walk into a room where an IT person works, their operating systems have to be updated. Exactly. Ours do too, with the renewing of the mind every day. Ours do too, with the renewing of the mind every day. Yep, we got to get an update every day too. Yep. That's why he said get up early and go on and download the update and talk to me, and I got an update for you. Yeah, we do too. But I was just sitting, and as I was reading this, I'm like, God, just for you to think about when there is a memory, that memory can make your tears, your eyes well up with tears. That memory can make your fists clench together. That memory can make you slide down a wall. Or that memory can make you attack somebody. And each one of those emotions makes a different part of your body react. You see what I'm saying? So there's only going to be a certain part of the brain that is firing when this is happening. But whatever part of the brain is firing determines if you start to cry, if your face frown up, if you start to breathe hard. And it's like, how did you know to let me have a concept of a thought, a concept, and then depending on my perception, that determines if I cry happy tears or sad tears. Same situation, God could be trying to prove me, and I feel like he's trying to punish me. It can make me cry happy tears that he thought me, whatever, he thought enough of me to try me, like with Abraham yesterday. Or I could look at it and it could bring tears of sadness to my eyes. And even in that, there is a chemical balance, a chemical property that's different for happy tears and sad tears. You see what I'm saying? How, or laughter through tears, exactly. So how does my body know? When my brain tells me this is a sad memory, a happy memory, or whatever, how do I know? How does my body know which chemical compounds to put in that specific tear to tell what it is that I'm thinking? This makes me think about forgetting traumas as a child, but that God bring it back to you so that you can heal from it. Yeah, making my head hurt. Wow, this process is crazy. Right. So that's why I said I ain't going to lay too much on y'all tonight, because it's way more in between there that I want us to go through, but we don't have time tonight because I'm about to go fry me a piece of chicken and eat it with some ranch dressing. Don't judge me. We don't. We listen and we don't judge. This goes with Ecclesiastes. It does. It does. It goes with a lot of things. So that's why I'm telling you, I'm over here like, wait a minute. Wait. I ran in here and got this book and I was getting ready to get back into it. And then I got busy. Right. We listen and we don't judge. Because CERCA's definitely about to make her a boneless. I mean, not a boneless, but I might fry me 2 pieces. I want 2 thighs because I want that fat part off the top. So, I just wanted to put that on y'all before y'all go to sleep. Be thinking about that. And now I understand where God says he's going to judge our thoughts first. You said I was just processing the rewatch from yesterday. Sorry. Well, here's some more to put on your plate. Scoot them peas over. I got a little carrots for you. I made an egg and cheese English muffin. No judgment here, baby. I'm about to fry that chicken hard too. And baby, give me some mustard and a little bit of hot sauce and some French dressing. Got the hair on my body standing up. I can smell it now. So I love y'all. We listen and we don't judge. And I don't care that it's late. I'm about to fry me 2 pieces of chicken. Might make me some what you call that? I had a bowl of chili, no judgment. I'm trying to tell you. Cause listen here. I'm about to get it. I said I've been looking at it. I was like, I'll wait till tomorrow. I love you too. I said, no, I can't. I'm gonna go and eat that. And if I'm up to the middle of the night, I'm just up because I took a nap earlier, so. But I do want to try to go check on my green beans and see what they're doing and see if I can try to shove some more stuff in that dehydrator. So, oh, for the people, nobody knows who's going to get it because it's a surprise. But if you do get one of those bread things, it's going to show up, they said, between the 21st and the 29th. And I'm assuming that because that's the holiday week, that's why it's going to, because everybody is shipping gifts and all that kind of stuff. So it's going to take a little longer. But if you are one of the people that we was only supposed to do 4, we did 7. So if you put in and you're looking to maybe get one, the 21st through the 29th is when your the bread pan thing will be there. Okay. So around the holiday time, because I don't have no control over it. I've been and ordered them, but I already know that's why they take me so long. We've done this a few times before. So things are going to be a little slower. But also, girl, I already had some. Mama. Mama cat, I already had some. 2 pieces, as a matter of fact. Today, well, 1.5 pieces. 1.5. But it wasn't the big ones, it's the miniature kind like this. Did. I already had those before I got on here. Just greedy. For no reason. See you later, too. So, with this, what was I going to say? It was one other thing. Oh, really quickly. Please do not take what they are saying lightly about this energy thing. You said mambo sauce and wings. Oh, that sound good, too. Yeah. Sound real good. Real good. I got some wing sauce in there. Don't trip. I'm about to get it together. I got a few little hot sauces I ain't tried. I got some stuff. I'm about to fry the chicken and see. But do not, please, do not take this power thing lightly. Because he's pissing everybody off around us. Be mindful of that. And all of them have control over something in our country. Y'all realize that, right? Yes. And these people are serious. They are not joking. That's why I also believe that things are not going to be moving. I will be texting my father-in-law in the morning about getting a new generator. Thank you. And now y'all see why I've been in overdrive, because I felt something was coming. And you said, yes, we had a blackout here in some cities. That was the other thing. Fire. I saw the students in Cali. Keeps being fire that way. Y'all see it? This is them people's stuff. We talked about it. Fire being up that way, water being down this way. We talked about it. You said it has already started slowing down with the fire? Oh, you talking about at the port? I forgot. Real quick, your niece and nephew telling their classmates about what's happening in the world, and they said, Mom, they don't believe me. I said, don't worry about it. Yeah, my son. I just had a whole class with him and his friends. He's 27. I peeped. We got word from a birdie that we know that the Pieces is already slowing down. Ain't nothing flying over the Atlantic like that. They coming slower and slower. Just want you to know. Put the put your beak to beak and let that be known. Y'all heard what we said? That part. Oh, I saw that. I saw that too. The parking lot. I did. Y'all heard that? We got one right from the beak to the other beak, like a worm. That the Pieces is already moving slow. You hear me? Thank you, Pumpkin. I appreciate you. Did we talk about it though? We did. And this is why I've been begging people to hurry up. Because I feel like what we talked about is getting ready to happen. All the hair on my body and my legs and stuff is standing up. Well, thank you, Dad, for telling us. Anyway, about to go fry my chicken. I love y'all. Crazy. Please get your stuff. Please do not, like, y'all know what it is. I love y'all.